Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, JI Colors. My name is Jody and today we are going to take a look back at 2024 and a look forward to 2025 on what has happened on the channel and what I want to go forward with some things on the channel for next year. So instead of doing two different videos, I'm just going to combine them all into one, and I'm also going to just do my own questions and answer a few things for 2024 instead of doing the current tag that's going around, which is 25 questions, and that's just for me a little bit too much, and a lot of the questions I have answered before in the past, so it's nothing new for you. So I thought we would just go through a few things, wrap things up for last year, and get excited about what is coming for 2025. So grab yourself a cup of tea and let's get started. I'm going to shift my new coloring planner over to the side, and you will see that shortly. Here is last year's coloring planner. Let's turn the light on. And this is the planner that I created myself. It worked really well. I was happy with all of the things that I was able to put in here. I used it lots. There was definitely well worth the time and effort to do, so I'm happy about that. I thought we would start with a few things that I had been tracking kind of quarterly all year long, and that was books to touch, books to complete, that kind of thing. So for starters, at the beginning of the year, I had 5 books that I wanted to touch. So these were untouched books. These were not all of my untouched books, but I certainly have a very small amount of untouched books compared to some other content creators out there. So I had picked 5, and I did 4 out of the 5. So I picked Kirby Roseanne, Color Universe. I did that in quarter 3. Jane Madej, Nature Sweet Moments. I was able to get 2 pages done, and those were done both with buddy colors, so thank you to my buddies. World Literature, I have done a page back in January, and that is an eerie book. And then the Seasons Opal, the Forest Girl coloring book, I did one in February. So I wasn't able to spend a lot of time in my foreign books, and you'll see that in 2025 that's going to change. So the book that I have not touched is still on my list, and that is the A. Thompson Tarot Coloring book. I have done a lot of tarot coloring this year, however, in the Kawaii Tarot Coloring book. So I had never colored in a tarot coloring book before this year. I'm learning more about it through Candace's Happy Catastrophes Tarot, Color the Tarot hashtag. So I will get to that book, but it is still on my list. So I'm thinking 4 out of 5 books is a success, and I'm happy with that result. Then we have my books to complete. I did complete a bonus book. I completed Frogs and Friends version 1. I did that way back in January, and there is a flip through on my channel. So like my books to touch, I had 5 books that I wanted to focus on and hopefully complete in the current year. However, I'll tell you right now that I was not able to complete any of the books. However, I did get quite a bit done. So we'll start with the Ink House. This is the Ink House by Rory Dobner. It is a storybook that I have turned into a coloring book. I had 34 pages at the beginning of the year, and I was able to complete 10 pages. So we did get quite a bit done in the book. I'm really happy with the pages that I did get finished. And a lot of them were done with buddies. So thank you again to my buddy colorists. You helped me get through some of these pages. So I'm happy that I got some work done in it. I still have more work to do. So this will stay on my list for books to complete. The next book is A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. I had 49 pages to complete at the beginning of this year. And 49 pages pretty much is twice the number of pages in a normal, say, R.J. Hampson coloring book. So it was a huge undertaking. It is a smaller book in size. However, it's not super tiny. And I was able to complete 44 pages. So some of them are double spreads, which takes quite a bit of time. And I've been working on this book for a few years, but we are getting super close. I have now only 5 pages left to complete. So I was able to do 44 pages. I'm super happy with that result. If I had not been doing the festive coloring book project, I would have been able to complete this this year, but that project took quite a bit of time and effort out of my day-to-day coloring. So this will be finished very soon with the help of buddy colors that I have already got set up for the month of January. So look forward to that. So that's going to stay on my list. The other book is a huge book. I'm going to turn the light off to get rid of that ring light. This book is a huge book. It is Peter Rabbit. It is by Beatrix Potter, and it's illustrated by Charles Santori. And I was able to get a couple more pages done. One page was already started, so I counted that, didn't count that as a completed page. So I was able to complete 2 full pages in this book, and that means I have 5 pages left. I will get this book done this year. I am going to be a grandma in May, so this is my first grandchild that's coming up. So I do want to get some of these kids' books finished, and then I'm going to get it spiral bound. So this is staying on the list, but a little disappointed that I didn't get it done. But again, I had a very busy full coloring year, so I am happy with the progress that I have gotten. The next book is The Mouse Guard, and this is a huge book. I had 76 pages left in the book, and I was only able to get 2 pages done this year. So a little bit disappointed in that, but like I said, when you see some of my other stats, you'll understand that I was still coloring. I just didn't get to this book as often as I liked. So this is a book that I'm using all kinds of different mediums in. So some watercolors, some ink tints, and yeah, so going to do this book and get back to it for sure, but I don't think I'm going to put it on my list for books to complete. I'm just going to continue working on it throughout the next few years, and it's a book that I definitely will complete someday, but it's not a huge priority for me. So that is there. The next book is, and the last book, is The Sea of Colors. Now this was a book that was gifted to me by Amanda Colors, so thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate it. She is doing a full book color along in this book, and we had started as buddy colors, doing coloring in it before she started her full book color along. So we had already gotten a few pages done in the book together, and then I have been participating in her color along, but I've also been going off and doing the book on my own. The reason that I want to complete this book is, one, because I was fairly close at the beginning of the year. I had 28 pages left, which again sounds like a lot of pages, but this book has a lot of pages in it. I love her images. I hate the paper. I hate the book. I just want it done and completed. So I do want to finish the book. I have now 10 pages left, and I have been doing lots of different mediums and trying different techniques in the book, so I am having fun in the book. This was a page done in December just now, so really I'm using this book now as testing out different mediums and having some fun in the book, but not enjoying the paper at all. So the sooner I get this book done, the happier I'll be. And unfortunately, I'm not purchasing any more of her books in the future. Not that I don't think she's a great illustrator, just I have so many books with great paper, I'd rather spend my time in those. So those are my books to complete. Disappointed that none of them got finished. Happy though that I was able to spend time in each of the books, so calling it about a 70% win and a 30% loss. So that is that. Illustrators to focus on. I didn't pick any illustrators this year. I did in 2023, but 2024 I just stuck with the books I wanted to finish. A few goals that I was tracking. I did get to 2,000 subs. I did get to 2,500 subs, and I'm currently at like 2,700 subs. I would like to get to 3,000 by my birthday, which is in April. So if you haven't subscribed and you would like what you see on the channel, please consider subscribing. Here is my 2024 wrap-up. So the number of pages that I colored is 215. And that to me was a very productive year. And I'll show you my top 9 from Instagram. However, I only posted 50 pictures to Instagram, so I don't post all of my photos to Instagram. So I always kind of find that top 9 is disappointing because it really doesn't show, you know, even a quarter of what I have colored in the year. So it's a fun thing to do to show you, but what I was pleased to see is that some of the pictures that I did from the places that I focused on were on the top 9, which shows that, you know, the colorings that I did do were worthwhile. But yeah, so I completed 215 pages. Out of those 215, 55 were buddy colors. So I typically limit my buddy colors to 5 a month. However, in November and December, I had to suspend buddy colors due to my festive coloring project that took up a lot of my time. Here's some stats from YouTube, and I'll put that on screen now. Videos, I counted I did 124, but YouTube stats actually tells me that I did 126. So that's pretty awesome. I think that's quite a few videos. I'm hoping that those videos brought you some informative items, some tutorials that were worthwhile that you can always go back to and find and use, and actually just some general entertainment and some fun. So that's what I do, YouTube, and I hope that comes across. For subs, I have ended the year at 2,668. YouTube says a little bit differently. They probably calculate it right up to the last minute, and I think I cut off a couple days early, but I'm going to celebrate regardless that 728 new colorists have found my channel. So thank you so much for participating and joining and subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate everybody. Once you subscribe, you can leave comments on my video. If you're not a subscriber, you can't leave comments. So that's kind of the main difference, is I get to actually start to interact with you and communicate with you as a subscriber when you subscribe. So if you're wondering, you know, are there any perks to subscribing? You do need a Google account, and maybe that holds back some people, but if you have a Facebook account or an Instagram account, you already have a Google account. So by all means, subscribe if you like it. I'm not going to go and give you my top 10 coloring pages because there were 215 and I liked something about all of them. And so it was pretty labor intensive for me to go back through all my books and find the pictures that I thought were the best. I did have a few of my favorites in my last video, which was a wrap up of all of my Zodiac Animals. So there is that. My most colored illustrator, though, I thought that was of interest, and it was definitely Lulu Mayo, which wouldn't surprise you because I did 44 pages in this A Million Cute Animals alone, and so it's been a big labor of love, and I'm very close to being finished. So I look forward to showing everybody a full flip through of this book once it's done. So yeah, 44 pages was a huge task, and yeah, so look forward to seeing that coming up. The other thing I did with Lulu Mayo, so this was 44 pages. In this book, the Kawaii Tarot coloring book, I got in 2024, so I was a little late picking this book up. I'm never interested in tarot before, and then I started watching Candace's Color the Tarot, and so I actually have done 16 pages in this book in 2024, and that I thought was a lot. So I've been catching up. I'm totally caught up to Candace, so anytime, Candace, you can resume your tarot, your Color the Tarot videos. So yeah, really happy with how this book is coming out. And I think it'll be gorgeous once it's all done. And I have got a few buddy colors, and the buddy colors have been at the back of the book. So we've started at the back, and we've been working our way through that. So thank you again to a few people that have been buddy coloring with me. It's been really helpful to get a lot of pages done. So 16 pages I thought was pretty awesome for a book that I just got this year. Then I have a bunch of her other million books, and I have done at least 10 pages in that. So I am counting Lulu Mayo books, pages completed were 70 pages. 70 pages out of the 215. I might as well call myself Jody Lulu Mayo for last year. So I was surprised at that number, but there you go. That's where we are at. For last year, I had a few series going on. I had Zodiac Animals. I completed the whole series. Really happy. Didn't miss a month. I think the pages turned out. I learned a lot. Both about the zodiac, but also I was always intimidated a little bit with coloring animals. I love owls, so I've done quite a few owls, but otherwise some of these I had never even heard of before. Certainly had never colored a seahorse or a centaur or the darn sea goat, which took me a while to find. So there is a complete playlist on the Zodiac Animals, and there's also a summary video that I did just in December here, showing you all of the completed pages in case you just want to see that. And I think that was a very fun video to look back and see all the pictures. For the gemstones, I learned to color different gemstones every month. I did a bunch of practice, and I actually started using... So the two main books that I used for the gem series is Cynthia Clowder's Gem Volume 2 and Grains of Gold by Hannah Carlson. And I had not done very many Hannah pages until the gem series, so I was pretty happy with that. So here is one of the pages that I did, and I did this for the diamond, and I did this one for amethyst. So that one was a big page. I did this one for ruby, and I still need to continue on and finish that one. I did this one for garnet at the beginning of the year, and I think there's one more. I did this one for sapphire, and this was peridot. So yeah, I was able to actually get quite a few pages done in this book, so I was happy with that. And yeah, and did this one for some crystals. So happy with how that whole series turned out. I do want to go back in 2025 and keep adding to my gem series. So there's other things like citron and tourmaline and moonstone, tanzanite, alexandrite, onyx. So there's quite a few that I still want to add to that. So if there is a birthstone or a gemstone that you would like to see me practice and then show on screen and give you a bit more information about the gemstone itself, then leave that in the comments below if it's a stone that I haven't already covered. The other series I had going, and I kind of only picked it up once in a while, was the Whimsical Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, and it was my weekly Wednesday. After I ended up getting going with these other series, plus I had a Color the Flag series, I didn't have a lot of time for the weekly Wednesday, so I may pick that up this year. And it was just anything with a W would happen on a Wednesday, and it was just something fun and different to do. So I have quite a few of those left. That kind of brings me to the end of how I did, or how I felt all of the tasks that I did. I did, as I mentioned, this series here, which is my World Flag series. We did over 80 countries in last year, so we still have a lot more countries to go. I've been scratching them off the map and learning a little bit about each country as we go. So I'm going to continue that next year. That series itself is one of my least watched series. And you know what? That's okay, because it's something that I'm doing both for myself and for the people that do enjoy that series. I'm going to keep it going. I'm learning a lot about the world. I live here in Canada, and I really had never realized how large size-wise my country was until I started scratching off countries and searching for countries on the world map, especially in Europe. And yeah, it's been quite the eye-opener. So I'm enjoying the series, and I will continue that. So on to my coloring planner for next year. I have adapted it a little bit more since the last time you've seen it. I have gone ahead and added, kind of prepared for what I want to happen this year. So let's just quickly go through some of that. I am leaving my goals empty here because I will be filling this out quarterly. What I have done here though is, this is the books that you, and pages that you track that you've completed each month, and you put a little tick mark or fill in the box, I'm not sure. But there is no point in me going all the way up to 50. I am not going to complete more than 30 some pages in a month. So what I have done is I've put in a solid line here, and I've added 3 other goals that I want to do each month. And so that kind of, I've added those in, and I will just tick them off whether or not I accomplished those goals. And so here we are with completed books. We've got this empty because I am just going to do this as I complete them this year. Books to complete, I'm only going to carry forward 4 of the books from last year. So that will be A Million Cute Animals. That is this book. I'm going to continue on with the Peter Rabbit. I'm going to continue on with the Sea of Colors. And I'm also going to continue on with the Ink House. So throughout the year, I may call out to my subscribers and ask if you want to buddy color in any of those books. And let's try and get them done. I'm getting pretty close on quite a few of them, so we'll just see how that goes. The other thing that I am doing is I changed this to be untouched coloring books, and I went through my whole currently I have 99 books that are not complete. So once I have completed a book, it comes out of my in progress kind of thing. So I have completed 13 books. I have 99 books that are not complete, and 13 of those books have not been touched. And if you look at the first 4, they are all my Korean and my Japanese books, and that is a pretty big shame. So that keep that in mind when I talk to you about what my goals are and my plans for this year. But I have 13 books. As I color in them, I will color one of these things up here, and I'll tick it off down there. So now my video plans are kind of split into what I would like to do kind of monthly and quarterly or every other month. And I am going to be spending some time in my foreign coloring books. When I mean foreign, I mean my Korean and my Japanese books. So I'm going to show you a few of those. I have the Yuri sketchbook field mouse book that I have not even touched. I have my third tale for a romantic country that I want to get back to and get some more done. This is a book that I just got recently, and it is called Hello Forest Friends Coloring Book by Joe Boram, and it is untouched. I have another Opal book. This is her number 2. It's called Enjoy the Seasons. And so this is just a selection of my books. I have more Opal books, and this is a Green Ivy book. I have a couple of her books. This is Nostalgia. I have touched this book way back in March, but I haven't been able to get and do that, and that's because I was busy with all my other series. So what I'm going to do is try and color in, or make it a goal to color in one of my foreign books at least once a month. And that should be totally doable. And what I might do is turn that into a video and show you how I plan on using some different mediums, grabbing some watercolors or some watercolor pencils, or maybe some of the water-based markers that I have, and color a page with you on here. I know a lot of us have spent quite a bit of time and effort getting some of these foreign books because they are not typically available on Amazon. So I think it's time that we actually used what we have purchased. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to go back to altering a page and or trying some collage. I have only tried just the tip of the iceberg of collage, and that's just, you know, I've pasted another picture onto it, or I've drawn something onto it. But I want to try my hand at altering pages a little bit more this year. I did quite a bit of that one video a month way back in 2023. I took a break in 2024 and only altered a couple of pages, so I will be doing that. I also want to it's not a regret, because I'm really happy that I have all these subscription boxes, but I purchased the year-long Sarah Burns Studio Gouache landscape painting subscription, and I have not completed any of them, quite frankly. I have done a little bit from the first box, and I have not had time, mainly due to all my other commitments. So what I'm going to do is commit to actually completing a box a month. So I'm going to actually, now that the subscription is done, I'm going to go back and actually get some of them done. So that is a goal. I will not be filming myself doing this because I am a newbie, beginner. I'm not here to teach you how to do gouache, but I do want to learn myself. So this is going to be a Jody project, and I'm going to go and work on what I have already spent my money on and get some of these Sarah Burns Studio boxes done. The Flags of the World, like I mentioned, I'm going to continue that. I'm going to do a little bit more of the Gem series. I'm also going to go, and I'm calling this, instead of like just focusing on like the mythographic or anything, I'm going to say I would like to get a 10 by 10 page done every month. So it might be a mythographic, it might be an Erie book, it might be the Mouse Guard book. Any of these 10 by 10 books, it could be any of my Johanna Basford books. But I'm going to try and get a 10 by 10 book done. I might do it on screen, it might be a buddy color, it doesn't matter. I just want to work in the books that I have already spent a lot of time and effort getting. I want to spend some time on those books and do some coloring that is just fun. Another monthly thing, and this is probably not going to be monthly, but I'm going to do a few more face-to-face videos, whether that's just introduction of the start of the video or a wrap up, but I would like to get a little bit more face-to-face with you. You see my hands a lot. You know I don't do my nails. So I think it would just be nice to learn a little bit more about me with you, and you may be interested or not. I do wear oxygen, so I mean that is always something that is a little bit surprising maybe to some people, but that's okay. I'm going to continue going to buddy colors. Typically I limit this to 5 a month. That will go up or down depending on what I'm actually trying to accomplish. So January we actually have more than 5 going on, but typically I call it at 5. Quarterly, we will be doing supply and book hauls. I'm not going to do them more often than that because I don't spend a ton of money. If I, for some reason, get a haul that is, from a company, I may do a separate video on that. I am a new affiliate and partner with Stationery Pal. So they contacted me in December. I have selected a few items off of their website. That is coming, so I will have a video dedicated to Stationery Pal and the items, and I'm quite excited to get them because they are items that I could not get here in Canada. So these are Japanese items, so I'm quite excited about that. So I will be doing some hauls, and I am going to go, and surprisingly, my most watched video for 2024 was one that I did the previous year. So this is Wreck This Journal, and I have done 3 different episodes on pages and things I've done in Wreck This Journal. I have actually filmed Wreck This Journal episode number 4, and that will be coming out shortly here in January. So I'm going to do Wreck This Journal probably quarterly. It's getting harder to figure out what to do. So some of these are, the whole premise is that you're doing something kind of destructive, which is also not kind of what I do, but it is fun to think outside the lines and get some of this book done. So I am going to continue on with Wreck This Journal, and but that will likely be quarterly. So I've been recording some year-long hashtags that I may participate in when it matches what I'm doing. I've got buddy color people. I keep track of who I buddy color with and the books that we have in common so that it's a little easier to buddy color with me. I have already completed my first coloring page in this book, and this is the Jen Racine, and so I'm going to try and do the page here from my Amanda Colors coloring journal every month. I will set up each page. We are going to be having Year of the Snake here on the lunar year, so I'm going to probably do a snake page. Well, I know for sure I'm going to do a snake page. I did a dragon page for last year's Lunar New Year, so that's the Chinese New Year. And yeah, we're just keeping track of what we're doing. We're already getting stuff done and using the book. So quite looking forward to this year. I envision that this year is going to be a year both full of challenges for my family, but also hopefully a bunch of miracles as well. I hope 2025 brings you a lot of time to spend in your coloring books. If nothing else, we can share that creative time together. So thank you for sitting through this. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday. Holidays are hard. There's no two boats about it. Even if it's a happy time, it's a busy and stressful time as well. So I hope you got a little bit of coloring done. And if not, I hope you take 2025 and do a little bit of self-care, and hopefully that involves some coloring as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a creative and colorful day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.